Hi guys, welcome to episode number 2 with Random Talks and Intrusive Thoughts. I'm Andrew Fakura.
Gary guys.
And this is our second...
Yeah, this is our second episode. Made it to our second episode a week later. Hopefully we're going to start posting 1 to 2 episodes a week. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
I mean, we were going to be started doing that. The only thing is I've been sick and feeling like shit. And unless you guys want episodes of me just half the video, then
Just copying up a song.
yeah.
But yeah, well, soon I'm going to be bedridden for a while because I just got the update on my knee. I just got my MRI and had my appointment. And so the news is I have a torn ACL, a torn meniscus, a bruised PCL, and a bruised bone. And so I'm going to be getting my surgery this week. But I basically just obliterated my knee just trying to play football.
Tell them how.
I already did, remember?
No, like,
The first episode I told them that I tried planting it.
yeah. And we had a discussion where motion is everything.
It's a fluid motion.
Yeah, fluid motion is everything.
But
Motion
While
in general.
while we're on the topic of football, how was your football finals? How did that go?
We lost by a point. That was... Huh?
1 point?
Yeah, literally 1 point. It was ass. But I was doing really good the first half. Had 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and second half I started feeling like shit. I have a big old cut on my foot because of how I'm wearing a cleat and I'm sweating and it's freezing outside. And I have a bruised rib. I kept on getting hit in the ribs and looks like it might be bruised. And the day before the football game I had got punched in the stomach. And so my stomach was pretty tight when I was running. And just during that whole game, they started targeting me. And they kept on trying to punch the ball out and kept on hitting my body. And I'm like, ooh. And it just sucked. And kept on throwing up. We had to replace like 5 footballs because I kept on throwing up. And on the footballs, every time I had the football in my hand or it was around me, football kind of got the end of the stick. I feel bad.
The shitty end of the stick.
Yeah. There was a time where we started to run out with footballs where I had to ask my mother to go get more because we ended up running out because I kept on fucking...
Throwing up the footballs.
It's terrible, but at the end of the game, we still had the chance to win. QB threw it short. The QB sold. And they had turned that pick six into... I mean, not a pick six. They had turned that pick into a drive all the way into the touchdown. And that was completely ass. I feel like shit because I felt like it was my fault because we lost. Because during the game, I was really good the first half and then everything got to me. And then the second half, they still had me in playing the opposing team's best guy and everything, and it just was booty cheeks. Yeah. And right when I got in the car, I passed out right away. No, I'm serious. Literally. A song was playing. Not even like 10 seconds later, I'm all on the way back.
Kept honestly passing out.
Yeah.
This is in Berlin, by the way, so it gets pretty cold, but I've been working in Santa Fe, and the temperatures barely break 35 in the mornings. Or in the mornings it's like 19 degrees, and noon when it's supposed to be at its hottest is barely breaking 35, if even that.
In Berlin, it's around the same weather, surprisingly. It was it was at 28 degrees when we were playing, and it's flag, and just the guys there just are assholes. No.
Grass is still frozen over because it rained a couple days ago.
No, they have the sprinklers on.
Oh, the sprinklers.
Yeah, so the grass was all wet, and if it wasn't wet, it was kind of like ice.
You know what's crazy? It hasn't been snowing here in Albuquerque. Usually the past couple of years it's been snowing around this winter time, but it hasn't been snowing recently, which is
Like,
really weird.
it'll snow before Christmas, but when it comes to Christmas, it won't snow. But then it'll drop a couple weeks until like mid-January and start snowing till like February.
Yeah, I remember that. Me and my girlfriend were spending our first Valentine's Day together, and it was completely snowing. We were at an intersection and we tried turning and we ended up spinning out and all this. But because it was by our school there's a little ditch that's right there, and we were dropping off chocolate strawberries off at one of our friends, and we had turned off the intersection when we were leaving his place, and we started spinning out, and there was a truck that was in front of us that had drifted almost into the, like, off the side of the road, and they almost went down the ditch, and we were spinning towards the ditch, and we were all freaking out, and it was snow, it was our first Valentine's Day, and we were just freaking out, just trying to deliver chocolate-covered strawberries and Oreos for Valentine's Day.
I remember the first Valentine's I had, a girl that I was dating gave me a big old gummy bear. I ate the whole thing in the first day. I was just supposed to like savor it, like having a couple of days. That thing was gone in like an hour.
Dude, I don't think I could able to eat a whole sugar like that.
Dude, I was so cracked out. I was all so hyper, and then when it came to me in the classroom, I knew I had to fucking calm down. I ended up passing out.
Oh, was this our junior year?
Yeah.
Before COVID?
Yeah.
Or, no, it was our sophomore year. Because we didn't
Freshman.
Was it freshman year? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember that. Do you remember when we used to work with, when we used to work together? We only worked with each other once at one job. We used to work together.
It could have been two.
Yeah, but you didn't want to pick up the job. Oh, yeah.
That was because I was in the hospital.
Yeah, I remember that too.
I told you, keep.
One time we used to work together. There was this funny time. We were working with the water company.
We weren't working with the water company.
Yeah, we were working on the water company.
Well, we were construction, but we were working on a job for the water authority something.
It was a water company.
Yeah, it's
Nonetheless.
and it was his first actual day of going on the job site with us, and they had sent us this location, and it was actually to the facility, and me and Darren's like, damn, we don't want to work in it because it smelled like shit, and I believe we had asked one of the guys.
It was the water treatment plant, so it was all the way up Rio Bravo. And it was a water treatment plant, so that's where every time we flush the toilet, water gets sent there to get cleaned and stuff like that. And it was disgusting. But they sent us the wrong location for the place. They sent us to that water treatment plant, and we got there, and they let 6 vehicles in because the guy at the gate let 6 vehicles in that weren't even supposed to be there, and they let us in before we finally got out that we weren't even supposed to be there. It was at a different place.
And during that whole time, I'm just over freaking out. Man, I don't want to fall in a bunch of shit. I don't want a bunch of shit to...
It smelled disgusting. But yeah, we ended up finding the right place, and it was at a park. And so it was probably like a 1.5 foot of cement that we were trying to break up. They gave us we had a bobcat, and we rented a piece that attached onto the end of the bobcat. That was like a...
drill.
It wasn't a drill, it was a...
Jackhammer?
It was a jackhammer. Like, it was a giant jackhammer that would go onto the...
That thing gave me, like...
headaches, bro.
No, what does it call when you're shaking a baby?
Baby shake syndrome?
Yeah, it's like that, but for adults. I call it adult syndrome. Every time I got on that, I felt like...
You're right.
Yeah, I felt like I was getting shook. It was shooking me, but like...
Yeah, there was a big rock that, so it was probably like 2 days into me finally working at the new job site, and it was the big piece of cement that we were trying to break up, and the jackhammer or the bobcat did as much as it could, and there was this big rock. It was probably like 3-4 feet. And it was a big piece of or concrete that was in front of Andrew.
And our boss was like, I need one of you guys to break this because the bobcat wasn't able to reach it. If the bobcat tried, it would have probably fell into it. And I mean, that wouldn't have been a problem. The bobcat would definitely be able to get itself out, but it was just to prevent more
hassle.
Yeah. And my boss, I was like, I'll do it. And such excitement, right? Because I was just such a hyper kid. And he gave me a sledgehammer, and I was like, you guys need to give me some motivation. And he's like, I want you to take all your anger out on what your parents don't let you do anymore. And I grabbed the sledgehammer, swing it as hard as I can, and I was let it out with all my might. But while on the way down, I was like, my parents don't let me watch porn no more. Considering this thing's a big old block, basically, in front of me. I missed it. I don't know how I missed it.
It was 2 feet away from him. He screamed at the top of his lungs. My parents don't let me watch porn anymore. And he's swinging down hard, and he missed it completely.
That was the joke of the day.
That was pretty funny.
Of the month.
That's pretty funny though.
That was terrible. And then
it was in a park too. It was in a park.
Well, luckily no one was around.
The fact that it was in a park though, bro.
Oh my god, I remember the first time when we started working there, there's these homeless people that slept right next to the bar, right? And we had asked them to move.
So we wouldn't disturb them.
Yeah, we wouldn't disturb them, right? And they just didn't wake up. They wouldn't want to wake up. They were breathing. Just they didn't want to wake up, and we didn't want like the dust of the concrete or anything like falling and hitting them, right? Because sometimes like there's little piece of rocks that the concrete would just shoot, and those hurt. And there was this one guy where I think it was the first day we started breaking everything. I think
with the bobcat.
Yeah, and this guy slept through the whole thing. We were so surprised. Right when we ended that day, he woke up. I'm like, what? This guy.
Dude, I remember. And then whenever he asked us if we had any waters, and so we gave him a couple of waters, and it was probably like during lunchtime. He finally woke up, and we gave him a couple of waters, and because he was asking us if we had any, and he came back a couple of, I think it was like at 3 o'clock before we were getting there. Or no, it was at 1 or 2 o'clock.
No, we usually leave around 3.
Yeah, we leave around 3, but it was before we left. It was like 1 or 2 o'clock, and he comes back with one of his friends. Apparently, this guy passed out because he was drinking too much. Remember when he came back? He said that he drank too much, that he passed out. So he was unconscious, out completely while we were breaking up this concrete.
We didn't think anything much of it because that park was known for a bunch of homeless people to sleep at. And so we're just thinking that they were just sleeping, right? And that guy was breathing. We could tell he was breathing. He was on the side, and then his arm kept on breathing. Yeah, he was breathing.
This guy was out. And he said apparently he was with his friends and they were at a bar or something. He ended up getting so drunk that he just left, just disappeared. His friends did not know where he was at, and so he was blacked out drunk. He finally was able to get a hold of one, or he went home. He was able to get a hold of one of his friends, and he ended up coming back. And he ended up dropping off a couple of frozen waters for us because it was a very hot day. It was in the middle of the summer. It was very hot. I think it was, at the time, it was a record-breaking heat, like always, and then every year it's a new record-breaking heat.
But for New Mexico, it's been like that for the past couple of years. It's not as hot as Arizona or California, but for New Mexico, it's been
record-breaking heats
the past 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy was just screaming from the top of his lungs in the middle of a park. It's terrible.
There's this other construction job we did. It was out in Edgewood, such nice views. They had the biggest cow.
The biggest cow. Edgewood, I don't know if you guys know anything about Edgewood, but it's just like there's no buildings, nothing. You have to like walk in like a mile, 2 miles into the property before you can get to the house. It's like huge trees everywhere. It's basically nothing but forest. And there was this job that we ended up picking up at this guy's house, and he had one of those gates that you have to click a button and it opens up. And we ended up going into the property, and there was this biggest cow. We were in a truck, a 4x4 Ford, 1500, and it was slightly lifted because it was previously owned by one of the guys, and he put a lift on it, and then he sold it to the company. And this cow was so huge, the head was over the truck, and it had a 4-inch lift, so it's taller than normal trucks, and it was the biggest cow, and the rack on it was massive. It was just a massive cow. Bro, you remember seeing that cow just walking across the street like nothing was going on this guy's property?
Yeah, I'm not really interested in animals, because, like, they're animals, like, they're just doing what they usually do. But this cow was massive. I was like, Darren, you gotta record this,
It was the biggest cow that you could probably hit. It was just huge. It was probably not record-breaking. I'm pretty sure there's buried cows out there, but it was the biggest cow we have ever seen. It was massive. If you ever see a cow in the middle of nowhere,
The average doorway is like
scary.
10 feet, right? The average doorway?
It's not 10 feet, that's like 6 feet, 6.5.
Oh, well, anyways, that cow was most likely bigger, taller than 6 feet.
Yeah, it definitely was, because that truck was pretty big. It was still just walking by like it was nothing, unfazed.
I know, if that bull would have, like, came towards the fucking truck would have been done.
Like those ride videos where you charge the trucks, bro, and they flip them.
Or even some of those draft videos, I feel like those are scarier.
Draft?
Yeah. Like in Africa, how they have Jeeps,
Yeah.
and they have to open windows. Draft chasing me, nah, that thing could just reach his neck.
Dude, there's hotels, I don't know where they're at, but there's hotels where they have, like, you're on the second floor. I think the bottom floor is just like for basic stuff, but on the second floor there's all the hotel rooms, and there's windows, giant windows, and you can open them and you can feed the giraffes. Because their heads just pull through the window. And they're known
Breaks the window.
It's known for having giraffes there, and they just poke their heads through the windows and you can feed them.
You must get charged, right? Because like there's people out there that will just randomly give them food.
I know, it's like they give you like giraffe food. It comes with the hotel bill and stuff like that. So you can feed them.
What if you don't feed the giraffe?
Well, then you just have giraffe food.
Just go to the zoo.
I don't think you're allowed to feed them at the zoo.
No, I think the only animal you're allowed to feed at the zoo is the koi fish and
The ducks.
yeah, no ducks. Flamingos once in a while, but that's because I eat the koi fish food. The koi fish.
Yeah.
We put a quarter in.
Yeah. That's it. Food comes out, yeah.
Yeah. Remember that one time we went and you know how there's usually black and blue. What are those things called with a bunch of eyes?
Oh, the peacocks?
Yeah, the peacocks. There's usually black and blue peacocks.
They're not black and blue, they're like blue,
Green, but like they're dark colors. Remember that one time we went, there was like white one?
Oh, dude.
That white and pink one? Well, it had pink on its back.
You know the flamingos?
Yeah. No, not the flamingos.
Dude,
The peacock.
yeah, probably
It was
was.
probably someone else.
Probably was.
But no, it was really rare. It was insane. I think my mother has a video of it. But it's so beautiful, man.
Dude, I remember when I was a little kid, they used to have those events where you can show up in a costume when you're like a little kid. Like if you dress up in a costume, you get to go in for free.
Really?
Those were fun. I used to love going when I was a little kid.
I didn't have a childhood.
I would dress up. I would dress up as Batman. I don't know why I was always dressed up as Batman for special events. Batman or Optimus Prime, bro.
Optimus Prime.
Dude, it was always fun going, just going for free.
Michael Bay films.
Huh?
Michael Bay films.
Oh, yeah.
No, I had seen this one post on Instagram a long time ago saying if Michael Bay had filmed Spider-Man or something.
Oh,
and
it shows that ending?
Yeah, it shows the ending where Spider-Man's just swinging around that thing about to hit the rhino.
Yeah.
What was that guy's name called?
The Rhino.
Really? It was just the rhino?
Yeah, he was the Rhino.
He should have came a better name than that.
He was in the Rhino, so what do you expect? Dude, the new Optimus Prime movie, I'm excited for that one.
It kind of seems like that one Bumblebee movie. How he's all bubbled.
Oh, yeah. It's like the vintage style.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that low-key makes me excited, though. Because I want to see the...
No, it's because they have animals. Yeah,
Dude,
the ape.
gorillas? Dude, that thing is huge.
Dude. And then how they able to change from cars to animals to the primes and
The Transformers?
yeah, it's insane. I was watching this big old trailer of like upcoming 2023 movies, and I was watching it and I was like, all right, it looks good. And then I just saw the fucking, and I was like, I gotta watch it.
Avatar came out, we need to go see that one. Ready?
Our friend, we need to get him.
Oh, we need to talk to our friend, yeah. Hook us up.
Yeah. Another movie I'm excited that's going to be coming out next year is Spider-Man.
Spider-Man? That was supposed to come out this year. I don't know if any of you guys know this, but Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse, not Spider-Man, what was it? The old one? Spider-Man... Anyway, the new Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse, right? That was supposed to
That is
come
the old
out
one.
this year.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
What's the first one?
That is the first one.
What's the second one?
They made a second one?
Yeah, there's the second one that's coming out.
Oh, I thought you meant like they just made a second one. I'm like, damn it.
The second one's supposed to be. It was supposed to come out this year, 2022. It was supposed to come out, I think, August or September. And it was supposed to be out, and they postponed it. But instead, they came out with the trailer, another trailer for it. But it was supposed to come out this year, which it honestly made me pretty mad because I wanted to see that one so bad after seeing this one. Like, it was pretty bad. But now it's coming out next year, 2023, instead of 2022.
They postponed it again.
Oh, they've been postponing too many movies.
Another movie that's going to be coming out is John Wick. Another John Wick. And this is for him to get out of the...
Mafia?
He's not in the Mafia. It's kind of like... It's the Confidential or something like that.
Continental?
Yeah. It's for him to get out of the John Wick stuff.
Continental, yeah.
And it turns out that majority of his family sits at the round table. Like the best assassins and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah. Have you seen the trailer?
I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen the third movie yet, honestly. First and second one, I watched them, but then I haven't watched the third one yet.
This is what happens when you kill his dog. You got L up more.
4 movies. And they're day after day after day.
Damn.
Unfortunately,
We're gonna have to cut it short.
we are gonna have to cut it short.
We'll make another video this week.
We'll come out with the second episode this week, but yeah, we'll wrap it up with joke of the day and then our motivational quotes each. So our joke of the day is would you like to tell or would you like me to tell?
Do you remember the joke? Or say the motivation first.
Do you want to say the motivation stuff? Okay. So without struggle, there is no strength. So if you're not struggling to get what you want or get to where you want to go, then there is no strength, there is no willpower to get to where you want to go. So give it everything you got and chase your dreams.
Do you think eyes glowing?
You just
No, it's because I'm sorry, one last thing. Every time we have like a flashlight or a night light like shining on my eyes, they seem to glow majority of the time. Yeah.
Like bright green, gold, like green, like
Once in a while, red.
yeah.
Those freaked me out. Joke of the day
And
was
the motivational quote, and then the joke of the day.
what Nike used to say: "Just do it." I don't really have a motivational quote, but just reach for your goals. Believe in yourself. You got this.
Yeah, that's what you want to say.
Yeah.
Alright.
You are your strongest.
Be the strongest version of yourself.
Yes. Joke of the day. Joke of the day. I only have the chicken joke.
Huh?
I only have the chicken joke.
Oh,
Did I say that one last week?
I was Cinderella. Oh, terrible at soccer.
You remember
I was
it.
Cinderella terrible at soccer.
Why?
She always ran away from the ball.
Have
Alright. Have a good one. This is Random Talks, Intrusive Thoughts. Have a good day.
Episode 2.
Have a good day.
They're cock block.
Huh?
The dog's a cock block.
Bro, that shit caught me off guard, bro.
When I heard him fucking pull that
Dude,
shit,
that's
I
why
was
I'm
like, he's gonna turn off
fucking
the
knocking.
light. I was like, he's gonna turn off that fucking light.
I wanted to mention it throughout the video. I'm like, the reason that he's knocking is because we have a dog outside the place that we're making our little podcast at.